Hello, everyone. Welcome once again, and thank you for staying tuned. This section is going to be a very remarkable section in the sense that it's going to be handled by most powerful women in African continent and the world at large. So I will be inviting the speakers and the moderators for this section. The section is all about is a roundtable discussion centered focused on African women in technology. We are going to examine the power of women. First of all, I'm going to bring in the first speaker in the person of Aderoke Adeboye. Adeboye. Adeboye, we are welcome. Please pardon me for you are welcome to today's section. I don't care. How is it going to be?
Because you are taking me to blocks. When the
Hello.
answer sit here, I'm drilling you so that you can be proper when you are.
Okay, we'll move on to Adebimpe. Aderoke is yet to be ready. So, hi, Adebimpe.
Good
Welcome to today's
afternoon.
section. Good afternoon. How is it going on your side?
Very fine, thank you. Very fine.
Okay. So, I'll be bringing in another speaker. Aderoke, welcome once again to this section. Hi, Aderoke, are you there? How's it going to be? Hello, Aderoke. Okay. Hello, Aderoke. Are you there? Can you hear me? Please, can you unmute yourself, Aderoke? Okay. I'll be moving on to introduce the moderator on the list in the person of Olajumoke Torella. Welcome today into this section, Olajumoke. We hope to have a wonderful presentation. How's it going on your side?
Yes, thank you, Imo. Thank you so much. I'm super excited about this session. I can't wait for it to begin.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'll be bringing in another powerful lady in our midst, in the person of Foyin Olajide Bello. Hi, Foyin.
Hi. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good day, good morning.
Yeah, thank you, Imo.
Okay, so while will get across to Aderoke later, so the section begins now. Over to you, the
Hello,
powerful women.
Imo. You've not brought in, we still have your Jew Lawan to bring in, and then Uyebola Omoya, Dr.
Okay,
Uyebola. Are they not in the backstage
they are
already?
not in the backstage for now, so
Oh,
we'll have them join later. So for now,
okay.
we
Then.
can proceed.
All right. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, West Africa. Good evening to the good anything to the rest of the world. Thank you all for joining. I'm super excited for you. How you doing yourself?
Very well, thank you. It's a bit cold, but we're fine. We're fine, thank
Yes.
you very much.
All right. Adebimpe, how you doing? Also, are
I'm doing
you
fine. I'm doing very well, thanks.
Hi,
okay?
Olajumoke. The
Okay.
two
Thank
speakers
you.
are
I'm
now
very
on
well,
board.
thank you.
The two
Thank
speakers
you.
are now on board. So
Thank
I'll
you
be
for
bringing,
having me.
welcome. I will be bringing
Yes.
up Yanju Lawao. Hi,
Your Jew.
Lawao. How is it going on your side?
Very well, thank you.
Okay,
Good.
welcome once again. So I'll be bringing in Dr. Oyebola Omoya to the stage. Hi, Doctor. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon,
Okay,
everyone.
good afternoon. So the section is now complete. Okay.
Scope.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Imo. Welcome, your Jew, and then how you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Very well, thank you. And Dr. Yebola, I'm super excited to have you here, a doctor for that matter, and also in tech, really. So I'm sure we're gonna have a very exciting session. How are you doing today?
Sure. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm in Italy currently,
All right
and
then.
the weather is super cold. I'm fine.
I can imagine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine. All right, I seem to look like the odd one out. I'm actually trying to represent because this is all about Africa, but I guess
Sure.
I'm the odd one out because I'm the only one that looks African here. But
We are
not to
together.
worry. I guess we all were fine. All right. Like I said. Okay, so I think we can start now. Once again, we want to appreciate all of our audience all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate the whole essence of this session is actually to celebrate our women in technology and also to gain from them, to have insight to how much they have succeeded in being in the tech industry and all of the challenges that they face. We can learn from them, we can tap from them some of those, I'll say, wisdom, so to say, that they have been able to apply to remain in the tech industry. So before we start, I'm just going to talk to a lot of the panelists to please, if you're not speaking, just kindly help mute um, your mic, I mean, your speaker, so that you will not actually um, distract the rest of the team. Um, so my name is Olajumoke Tirela once again. I'm the CTO for Ashen Limited, and I'm also a very close friend and sister of Oyinolajide Bello, who is also founder of Textiler. So I'm super excited. You know, it's a privilege for me to be on this show with her, and then to also be co-hosting by her. So I'm gonna hand over to Foyin. Foyin, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, my sister from another mother. It's really nice to be here today with all these amazing women with super amazing backgrounds. My name is Foyin Olajide Bello, and I'm a senior consultant with Avanad and also the founder of Textilers and one of the user group leads of the Power Platform Nigeria user group. So that's me in a very brief nutshell. We'll go straight into it. So we'd like each of you, our amazing panelists today, to kindly introduce yourself. You know, just tell us a bit about yourself and how your career started into technology. So who would like to go first? Okay. Should I? I don't put
Right.
anybody on the spot. If you feel comfortable to go first, please just unmute your mic and we can take it from there.
Okay, I will go first.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Adebimpe Adekombi. I work with ARM Pension Managers. I hold a bachelor's and master's degree in biochemistry, so I didn't actually start with tech, but I transitioned to tech. So I'm a certified business analyst professional. I have over 15 years experience handling process design, improvements, re-engineering, and I've also been involved in enterprise-wide digital transformation projects, which have brought about a mobile-enabled workforce and great customer experience, operational efficiency where I've worked. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so maybe
Um,
maybe I go right after Adibintu because we kind of
Thank
have an
you. Thank you, Andrew.
all right. So my name is Yodula Wow. I I'm a data transformation strategist and a trained product and project manager. And like Ginkwe, I started off as a physiologist, my master's in public health, but then I transitioned into tech when I joined the first company that I worked for, an insurance company, as a product specialist in the marketing group. Then I moved on to the e-commerce team, and then I worked as a user experience specialist, and then of course I became the head of user experience and product management before I left. And then because of my curiosity and hunger for the startup world, right, I decided to transition to one of the startups in Nigeria, and I got into the company as the product manager for the edtech and lending businesses. And it was interesting because there are a lot of things I had to learn and unlearn and relearn. The sort of shaped me and helped me to accelerate my tech career. And today I work with international organizations with global endorsements and all of that. And I would say that as a female in tech, it's been a journey combining work, family, children, and all of that. So, as you know, we say we take it one day at a time. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Yonju. Um,
So I'll go after her.
thank you.
Yeah. Good day, everyone, once again. My name is Dr. Yvonne Moya. I'm a medical doctor by profession with public health specialty. I've been practicing for 16 years and counting. So 2 years ago, I came across data analysis. Of course, as a public health specialist, we create data and we do some analysis. But to now leverage on, I didn't transition, I'm just leveraging on technology to drive the public health analytical side of medicine, though I've worked with some enterprise also as a data analyst currently. So I consult for different health companies, local governments, and enterprise. So that is what I do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We're still going to hear more about your wonderful story as we progress.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Adironke, please remember to unmute your mic.
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adirunke Unikbeje. I am the CEO of Ecoms Limited. I also run an NGO called One Child, One Care Initiative. I actually studied electrical electronics engineering, but of course, at career, because I actually love the people side of science, I kind of love people more, relating with people. So I went into brand and marketing and sales and customer service and all that. But of course, along the line, I found out that tech has a very major role in making, easy my goals and my targets, make it very easy for me, even as a business owner, even then as an NGO, as an humanitarian officer as well. So we had to divert into tech, training young people on coding, training people on using Microsoft platforms and all that. So it's been a fantastic journey. I use a lot of tech to drive our NGO initiatives. We use it a lot to drive, apart from training the young ones, we also use it to drive our. I remember the COVID period that we could not meet physically, nobody could go anywhere. We use all the social media platforms, all the softwares that we could put our hands on to drive, to be able to give donations to beneficiaries. So it's been a journey that has been impactful, and I'm glad to be here to share the little, I say very little, of my experience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I remember we had you on the last call
Yes.
that we had with Shay, and the
Thank
one K
you.
initiative is simply fantastic. Thank you for your
Thank you.
amazing work.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
back to you, MJ.
Yeah, thank you, Foyi, and thank you to all of our speakers. Interestingly, I heard Adebimpe said she studied biochemistry and she's transitioned to IT. This is really interesting. Okay, so Adebimpe, my question goes to you, but let me just give you a little background of why I want to say my question really. We understand that an enabling ecosystem is one where people and organizations can voice their needs. I mean, their expectations, their ideas, and why they can also implement a joint actions on all of those ideas that has been gathered. So, I mean, when we hear women in tech and we would say promote women in tech, most times what comes to mind, a lot of people think promoting women in tech should be about fixing them, you know. But it's actually fixing those structures in a way that will benefit everyone, including those women, just like Lucia Falkenberg from Echo said. So my question would be to you, what factor really would be most essential to building an enabling ecosystem for women in tech? Do you think a competitive spirit from the subjects themselves or a stakeholder mindset change is what we need?
Thank you, Olajumoke. In as much as an enabling ecosystem is very important, actually, because it gives you the stepping stone, it gives you the leverage, and it gives you a soft landing. But truth to be told, it might not always be there. So sometimes it now depends on you, the party that wants to go into tech. Because sometimes what you get are lemons, and the ball then lies in your court. How do you want to play it if the enabling ecosystem is there? So you can either continue to complain and complain, or you put on your betting and delivery ability and start making lemonades and tarts out of the system that you have. And you need to know what you want and now and go for it, actually. So most of the time it might be there, it might not be there, and it now depends on you to take whatever you have and go for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's really about it. It's about going for what it is that you want and making that enabling environment for yourself. Not seeing the lemons, but making the lemonade out of the lemons. Thank you, Adebimpe. All right, Aderonke, so I'm going to ask you the next question. Do you see the need for a strict enforcement of law in the quest to build this enabling ecosystem for women in IT? Do you think that we need to have some sort of legislation or some law that says, oh, every business must have 50% women in technology and 50% of the other gender, or things like even if a woman goes for maternity leave, she's still entitled to her annual leave for that year. So do you think that there is a need for this kind of rules to make this enabling environment for women in technology?
Oh, okay. Thank you for asking for it. When I saw the question the first time, I laughed because I actually felt that we are like, what English word can I use? As in, we are trying to have a soft landing, trying to give ourselves a soft landing. I think that's 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 like bribery. It's like bribery. Trying to make it easy for us to have it.
Yes.
And we will not be respected that way. We will not. They'll say that it's because you guys have easy landing and all that. So I don't think it's really necessary. I don't think it's necessary. I think what is most important is awareness. It's awareness and the change of perception. The perception our own parents had there was you want to go into engineering. Why? That's a guy's job. Do you understand? So that perception that a particular job role is for a particular gender is what we should start changing, is what the narrative should change. So it's not about really putting policies. Yes, there could be policies of board of directors, ownership that have a 50%. Some already having it. There are lots of I know of humanitarian organizations. If they want to give you projects, you have to have maybe equal gender on board. So it's fair for down is monetary and down is huge. But when it comes to your own self-development, I don't think a policy is actually necessary. It's you. So, but for you, for a lot of the younger girls, and of course, I'm still very young though. I'm a very young. So for a lot of us that are young and the younger ones, I think it's just awareness. Let's create more awareness. And of course, our parents were just limited to the knowledge of what they know. So we wouldn't blame them as well. That's the extent of the information that they have. Unlike now that information is so broad and easy to access. If they knew to, of course, I'm sure they would want to encourage it because we have a lot of women doing great things. We have the MD of Secured ID, what's her name? Madam Kofo. She's a woman and she's been the MD for years and she's doing fantastically well. We have the MD of May One Fiber, Madam Funke, and she even funny enough in Nigeria, the former minister of NCC was a woman, Mobola Omobola James.
Technology, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so it's not like it's been there. There have been women, being when I was 7, when I was in my doing my NYC, I had a lot of ladies in IT. Yes, I can count to like 4, 5. But of
Yes.
course, some of them had to divert into other things because maybe it wasn't encouraging as per people maybe them now that we know that you can do some soft skills, you don't have to be network. Then it was just network cabling, and all the infrastructure and all that. But now there is coding, there are fun, there's data science, there are a lot of fun, a lot of fun skills that you can do that can be interesting, for like data analysis and all that. So I think awareness more in the schools, awareness in the families, awareness on social media, awareness everywhere. That then again, for schools in particular, the mainstream courses are always electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering. Now schools need to, I don't know how we're going to do, is a big task for the Nigerian schools to change the curriculum. Now we
Yeah.
need to, the computer science guys don't know anything about coding. Some of them have never used a system in their 4 years in school. So now they
Yeah.
need to start talking to school boards. I don't know whether we're going to talk to the Nigerian, academic board themselves, start having coding,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
coding, data science as courses. Some private
Yeah.
universities are already doing it, but
Yeah.
everybody can't have access to private university because of the cost.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
if you can do that, then of course start from the public and the government schools. It will go a long way. A lot of young ladies are flying high. I know of a
Yes.
young
Yes.
lady. I follow her, Adora, in Microsoft. She's doing fantastically well. A lot of
Yes.
soft skills.
Yes.
Funny enough, let me even come home to the trainings that we do at ACOMS Media. We do coding trainings for kids between 9 to 16 years, and we've been doing it for over since last year. And the feedback has been amazing. The top
Yes.
lead of the coding classes now, the three of
Yes.
them, is a young girl that is just 9 years old, and she's amazing. By next year,
Fantastic.
she's going to be ready. Her
Thank
parents
you.
are in support all the way. They've even started
Yeah.
giving out courses on themselves at home too. They had to get her a
Amazing.
new laptop when
Yeah.
our price for it was getting too much. So you
Yes.
can
Yes.
see that
Thank you.
more of
Yeah.
awareness, more of the support. Then we
Yeah.
ladies try to encourage the younger ones, give them
Yeah.
examples of the leading
Exactly.
ladies doing well.
Exactly.
Like now we have
Which is
Foy,
exactly
now
what
we
we are doing
have
today.
Jumoke,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
Doctor,
Thank you.
Yebola. Let's mention all these things. We have your Jew, we have Adebimpe.
Yes. Of
So let
course.
them
We are amazing
see
women.
beyond the
So,
celeb, Hollywood and Nollywood.
yes.
Let them start seeing us. Let's have the
Thank
fun
you.
part. It's not all just coding, and sitting down in one
Yes.
place. Let's make it
Yes.
fun for them.
Thank
Let
you
them
very
see the
much.
fun part of of the tech world, and I'm sure
Yes.
the younger
Yes.
ones will love it as well.
I completely agree with you, which is why we're having this session, especially dedicated to the women, and having all of you amazing women on the call doing great and amazing things in different verticals of the different industries in Nigeria and even across the world. And we also have our very own Ola Williams, who was our keynote speaker for today, leading the first female country manager for Microsoft. So I completely agree with you. Awareness is key, and that's why we're doing all that we are doing. Thank you so much. MJ, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Foyi. Thank you, Adirunke, for that. At a point, I said, "Oh, is Adirunke going to stop? I mean, we're going to have a little day for."
It's a very
But
passionate
I want
topic.
to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you on the amazing work you're doing. Really,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much for that.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So my question is to your Jew. Women are a clear minority in the STEM workforce, just like Adirunke just mentioned now. In 2020, women made up 28% to 42% of the GAFA workforce. What I mean by GAFA is the Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft workforce, according to self-reported data from Statista. Now, while the tech industry struggled to attract more women, retailing those really who even entered the field has been an issue. Just get them married, and at the end of the day, maybe when they start having babies, you just find out that they just exit the whole thing. So we understand that there is an alarming retention gap for keeping women in the tech industry. What factors do you think contributes to this? I mean, contributed to this, and how do you think we can overcome them?
Thank you so much, MJ, for that question. And it's interesting because, Aderonka talked about some of it already. And I'll say that the tech world is quite different. We need to agree on that, right? It's different and the expectations are really high. And as you can imagine, most of the tech companies are dominated by men because they work really long hours. And the job is really, really demanding, if we're to be very honest, right? The brain power that is required, the time, the commitment, it's a lot. And because technology is changing,
Louder, louder, please.
you know, technology is really changing rapidly, and there's a need for that continuous learning. So imagine continuous learning, and then the workload that you have as well, all that rolled up in one is quite demanding. And I would say that for women, that's a challenge, because you may not be able to enjoy the baby girl life that women like to enjoy. And in some cases, you become a nerd. You practically just become a guy in your mind, right? So you find a lot of women dropping off along the line because we have responsibilities, especially on the home front. And then of course, when women begin to have children, you begin to, have more responsibilities, and that would also require time. So I would say that to overcome that, we need to have the right level of support. We need to have the right level of planning. We need to plan as women. One of the things that have helped me is my support system. I have a fantastic support system. And then, of course, you need to plan yourself. Planning is really key. And then, of course, determination that, oh, I'm going to do this and nothing is going to stop me, right? I would say that we talked about mentors earlier. Having the right mentors and role models to help you. You can look up to people, ask them for how they were able to go through this phase, and you'd say that taking one day at a time, again, you would end up succeeding in this role. It's demanding, no doubt, but with the determination and support that is required for you'll be able to scale through. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayoji, for that. That was an amazing answer, I think, and I quite agree with you. Foyin, I think
Yes.
is take it away,
Thank
please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yanju. And when you say we start to become nerds, I have a very funny story in 2 seconds. So a friend posted, David Abu precisely posted a birthday wish list from someone, and on the list, the person put slides. So I now chatted him and started laughing that, what is slides? He's talking of PowerPoint slide, and I was like, is it PPT or what? Then he laughed and said, "Oh, you're too techy. This is palm slippers. We call it slides." I said, "Okay, sorry." Anytime I hear slides in my mind, they're talking of PowerPoint slides. Why would someone want slides for a birthday gift? So yeah, sometimes it can become very, very nerdy. All right, thank you, Yoju. So, doctor, this is for you. Do you think enough is done to help women get into STEM related careers, like science, technology, engineering, and maths? Do you think at the moment we're doing enough? And if not, what would you recommend?
Yeah, well, thank you for that question. I've made quite a number of researches for the past couple of days. I came
Yeah.
across one done by Quantity, saying, asking a group of students what they would like to be in by the time they are 30 years old, and how do they see themselves. And about 26% of them that are boys said they were going to the tech industry, and just 13% of them that were girls said, okay, they were also going into the tech industry, while the rest of them, about 15% of them that are females, said they will be going into health industry. So it's so clear that girls they are not really in that space, and it's something we should think about as women. And one way we can boost that number, from my own perspective, is from one, or the first step is from the home. When parents are keen about what their children are interested in, they show much interest in it. They support them. Okay, do you want to do engineering? Do you want to study engineering? Fine, we're all out for you. How are you doing with your physics, your biology, your chemistry? Hope you are getting along well. All right, you're having any issue, you help them seek for help. That support encourages them that, okay, somebody is supporting me. I'm in tune. There's somebody I can cry to, or that I can tell when I'm having any challenge. But if no one is there to hear you out, you're having struggles with physics, and your parent seems not to be really so keen about your interest, that passion, that drive might not be there. So the first step for me is parents being keen about their children involved in STEM or any even any career. So, and the second one is you let them know that they have a future in that career. Show them biographies of women that done great things in engineering field or in the IT industry. Guide them. They need guidance. Let them know that is a possibility. Though it might be tough. In fact, there's nothing that is not. There's no career that is not tough. Though it might be tough, but you have a future in that in engineering field.
Yes.
Let
Thank
them
you
know.
so
Then
much.
another thing is second one, role model. I think the engineering women, there should be something like engineering women community that can be a role model to these children, especially secondary school children coming up. Encourage them, support them, let them see the figure. It's not in the blues. We are here and we can support you. This is our story. Hear our story. And they feel encouraged. And that's the drive. They keep moving and moving until they achieve their dream. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And I also want to say, Ezine on the live stream said something very important, that there are so many other roles now in tech. You can go into product management, you can go to project management, so many other UI UX. You can be a designer, so many other things that you can do. You can be a scrum master. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be like a core software engineer. So if you don't really feel cut for that, there's so many other roles available to you which you can plug into.
Sure.
Thank you so much. MJ, back to you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. But I guess we're behind time right now, so I'm just going to ask a generic question for every one of us to just quickly speak to that. What are the necessary soft skills women in tech needs to acquire to groom their leadership skill? So I'll start with you, Yoju.
Okay, thank you so much. For me, those soft skills are grouped into like 3 buckets. The first one is curiosity and discipline, and that's really on the technical side, on the knowledge side. How curious are you about what's going on within the tech industry? How are you able to learn? How are you able to discipline yourself to get the right information, to do the right things at the right time? The second is about relationship with people, communication, teamwork, collaboration. As women in tech and as a leader in tech, you need to build your communication skills. You need to learn how to work with people, to also see how you can leverage each and everybody's individual expertise and experience to help you solve major problems in tech. And then the last bucket is emotional intelligence. That's really critical for anyone, in leadership roles. You need to be aware of yourself. And as women, we find that we allow our emotions cloud our judgments in the workplace. It's really important that we have a very high level of emotional intelligence that would help us, manage ourselves and then manage other people's emotions. I think those 3 major buckets are areas that we need to work on as women in tech.
Thank you so much, Yoju. Adebimpe, do you have anything in 1 minute to add to that?
Okay, to add to what Yodra has said, basically, I would say tenacity, that is being persistent till your goal is achieved, and resilience, being able to recover quickly from any failure. Those are very important skills. And also, a learning attitude is very important. A learning attitude. There are so many free trainings, there are so many things you can get on the internet. That will really help.
Yes, thank you so much. I like the tenacity part of it. That because a lot of people, they get tired easily. They do the first module and they are just burnt out and say, no, I can't do this. So you have to really be up, you have to really call hard about what it is that you want to do and go for it. So in 2 seconds, Imo is already here. I don't know if Aderonke has any advice for women who want to get started in technology. Just in a few seconds, Aderonke.
Let me just say it in a second, so I'll take your time. First of all, just know that like every other thing, like your Jew said, is all okay. I think it was Otto that said it, that every area it requires discipline and hard work. So, but I will say that you can achieve all you want to achieve. You can be a mother, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be successful in everything. It's just take phases. So don't believe that myth that you have to let go of your career to be a good mother. I don't believe it. I don't. So I believe that
Hello,
everything
hello,
takes time and phases. I believe so.
Yes,
Believe that you can
hello,
be
quickly.
anything you want to be. You can be anything.
yes, thank you so
Hello,
much.
quickly. We have a question. We have a question from Sean Fome Omoya. How can you start a tech company? That is the question. I guess that would be a take home question because our time is up already.
Exactly, Imo. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
thank
let me
you.
just let's wrap up our session now. Thank you so much, ladies. Adebimpe, it's fantastic meeting you, Doctor. I think it's also my first time connecting with you. Thank you so much for joining. Aderoke, fantastic work you're doing with One Care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yonju, super great seeing you in person virtually. Thank you so much for joining our session. And my very own sister, MJ, thank you so much for us hosting and moderating this together. Somebody spoke about mentors. We are all available on LinkedIn. I have, like yesterday, I still reviewed somebody's CV. I have people constantly asking for advice. And I know Jumoke also has similar situations and all of the other ladies. If you're a lady out there, you need advice, you need support in any way, please reach out to us on our LinkedIn channels or on Twitter, and we'll be very happy to support you. Thank you so much for joining our session. Fantastic time, 30 minutes. Thank you, Imo.
Okay.
Bye. Stay
Bye.
tuned.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Bye.
Bye.